You are now listening to AB on the Unpopular Opinion Podcast.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Unpopular Opinion Sports Podcast. I'm AB.
And it's your boy, Pat.
Yes, sir, and we have another episode ready for y'all. We're going to be talking about the NBA Finals. We're going to give a quick reference to the WNBA Finals. We're going to give some NFL coverage. So y'all just be ready for it, man. We about to go ahead and get into it. Pat, what's up, boy?
What's good with you?
Yeah, man. So let's start with the NBA Finals. Obviously, we are in Game 4. That's about to be played now or, on pace to be played. Tell me what you've thought so far. We've talked about a little bit of the finals, but with the NFL coming back, we've obviously been focusing more on that. So tell me what you've seen in Game 3 of the finals that just passed.
Trash, bull crap. I hated to watch it simply because of the fact that, the guy that everyone claims has been carrying LeBron James all year didn't step up to the plate. That's literally the only reason they lost. Jimmy Butler, I like the energy that came from him and Harrow with the y'all in trouble and Tyler Harrow with the little stink face mug. Get it out of here. Y'all are done. This is just because I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about the ratings being low from this finals. And I feel like that's why this whole Game 3 situation happened. It's all a hoax just to get more money because fans can't come to the game. So they pushed it a little longer. Because we all know the Lakers are coming to watch these boys.
So you saying the NBA rigged? That's what you saying?
This year, only simply because of the bubble. I don't feel like it's rigged, but I feel like that game, they had to stretch it out a little bit, make sure it gets stretched. I'm not trying to take no credit away from Jimmy and them boys, though.
That's what it sound like you trying to do, because you acting like Miami ain't built different. And they had no Bam, no Dragic.
Exactly.
And they still came and beat the Lakers. Got to give them their credit, man. AD didn't have the greatest game, obviously. He had 15 that game, so you expect more from AD.
I don't remember the last time he scored 15, man.
He's supposed to double that. But, AD had 15. Other guys didn't show up either, though. Danny Green, where is he? Where has he been the whole bubble? Where has he been?
Entire bubble.
He's had like one or two games that I could think of where he's hit his threes. But 2 points? That's how you can get me in 17 minutes? 2 points? They had to take him off the floor because he just wasn't hitting his shots.
And he's not that great of a defensive player anymore.
Not anymore. So you can't even depend on him to be that guy to, put on Jimmy or something like that in those situations where, Jimmy looked like he wasn't going to be stopped by anybody that game. Rondo came in, gave him 8 boards, 5 assists. That's normally what you expect from Rondo. He did typically what you would expect. Markieff Morris, man, he's been a surprise. Like, he's, under the radar, has been playing really well. Like, every time I see him on the court, and a lot of times the Lakers depend on that bench to get them going. You know what I'm saying? We saw that, I think, in Game 2, where they fell behind early, and the bench came in, and once the bench came in, hit that spark plug, and then they were coasting the rest of the way. Tell me what's your expectations for Game 4? Because, they're playing right now, and Bam is back. So how you feeling about that?
It's a wash. Game 4, it's in the bag. Game 5 is probably in the bag. Lakers are going to win what's supposed to be technically their home game. And that's the way it's going to happen. It's going to be beautiful, and it's all done. I love what Jimmy did last night, but I feel like he had to give up too much in order to get that win, because 40 points, the man didn't he didn't hit a single three-pointer. He scored 40 points without threes, man.
He's been in attack mode this really the whole Eastern Conference Finals and in this finals. He's been just in attack mode the whole way. He don't shoot a lot of threes, though. You know what I'm saying? That's not really in Jimmy's game. He's more mid-range, attack the basket, and we're seeing that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, but 40 points? Without a three?
Triple-double. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget the triple-double. This is the only game where LeBron James has been outscored, out-assisted, and out-rebounded by a player.
Yeah.
So, big game from Jimmy Butler, man. That's what you expect from a star player. You know what I'm saying? I ain't giving him the superstar label. People ready to give him that. How you feel about Jimmy? Would you consider him a superstar in the league?
No, I would consider him more of a leader than a superstar, because he can get a group of guys together. As you've seen over the last few years, every team that he's been with has been in the contending for maybe not a title, but at least a title run. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that and you put that into perspective, he might not give you the gaudy numbers that a lot of these guys give you, but I really love what Jimmy does on the floor and even off the floor, getting those guys prepared and making sure everything's okay. Because when he left the Timberwolves, the way that he disrespected them and showed them, and then they came back and just showed that everything he was saying was true. Like, he guarded Big Cat at a practice. After missing all that time, he guarded Big Cat at a practice and shut him down. Big Cat's twice his size.
Right.
And he was saying that all soft out there, man. And, I mean, everything he's been saying through the past with the teams he's left is coming to pass. So I like Jimmy, man. I like his attitude. I like his aggressiveness, his charisma, and just that energy he brings to the floor.
Yeah, and he fits perfectly with the culture of Miami Heat. You know what I'm saying? I know people have been saying that, but it's definitely true. You know, he fits that culture, and that goes to show what great GM work does. You know what I'm saying? If you got a great GM in there, you get the right players in there, not just talent. You know what I'm saying? It's not always talent. Talent doesn't always get the job done. It's about mentality. It's about work ethic, and we know that Jimmy Butler is one of the hardest working players in the league. He came from nothing. You know what I mean? Literally, you know what I mean? So if you don't know the Jimmy Butler story, go check out the Jimmy Butler story. We're not going to get too deep into that, but Jimmy Butler came from literally nothing. So
I also got a question for you, though.
Yeah, sure.
What do you have? What are your projections for this final?
I got Lakers in 5.
Okay.
I got Lakers in 5. I just don't see the Heat matching. I mean, the Lakers, when they want to be focused, when they want to, really lock in, I don't see nobody stopping LeBron. I don't see nobody stopping AD. There's no player on the court that can stop those two players. And then at that point, all you need your guys to do is hit shots. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Kuzma showed up last game with 19. Marquise showed up with 19. They're going to need more of that. You know what I'm saying? But they got to focus on the defensive end, because this is, usually when the Lakers keep guys in the hundreds or the below 100 or below 110, somewhere in there, they usually win those games. So they got to really crack down on the defensive end, too.
And stop shooting as many threes. They shot 14 for 42. I mean, that's 33%. It's not horrible, but the Lakers don't need to be shooting that many threes.
Their focal point is inside.
Exactly. The way their team's put together, they need to... 33s is kind of pushing it for them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a decent number. Anything past 30, you're doing too much. You need to start feeding the post, especially when Bam's not playing.
Yeah. And speaking of the Miami Heat, I got a Victor Oladipo shirt on, jersey on. Where do you see him going? Because there's been some talks about him going to the Heat. There's some talks about him going to the Warriors, actually. Where do you think a good fit would be for him?
Hey, man, we already did a video talking about this, and I definitely think the Heat would be a nice position for him. I don't know how he would fit in role-wise, because if Harrow is okay coming off the bench, then that works out for them. But if Tyler Harrow does not want to come off the bench, I don't see how him and Oladipo can be on the floor at the same time, because neither one of them are like passing type of guards. They're more scoring guards. And you always need somebody on the court that can do things for you without the ball in their hands.
Yeah, I would like to see Victor Oladipo on the Bucks if they can afford him. You know what I'm saying? I know they got Chris Middleton, but you can swap. You could put Chris Middleton at the 3 if you want in the small ball lineup, and have Vic playing the 2.
Chris Middleton's replaceable,
and he's replaceable. You know what I'm saying? And I think the Bucks, they see now that you need more guys outside of Giannis and really just Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Like, Middleton did show up, in a game where Giannis wasn't there, but he's not the answer. You know what I'm saying? He's not a guy that can carry your offense or take guys off the dribble. They need another guy like that can take a guy off the dribble. I don't like the Warriors, though. I did see that pop up. I don't like that. I don't like that. I think they just need to focus on drafting a player and developing. You know what I'm saying? Steph is getting older. He probably got like 3 or 4 more prime years or years where he's, really great. But after that, you need another guy to kind of be the face of your franchise. So this is, I think, a good time for them to get a top pick. Well, they got a top pick, so use that on a player that you really believe in and go from there.
The only real thing I could see them going to get that would fit that team well, I feel like it's like a Zach LaVine. I don't feel like Oladipo would fit in well there, but Zach LaVine is like that piece that Andrew Wiggins should be.
But
that he
Zach
could
LaVine
be.
can't defend at all.
But Clay can defend. So you bump
Yeah.
Clay up to the 3 and let Zach LaVine play that 2 position. I kind of like that because Zach attacks.
Yeah.
And Clay, I mean, he's a shooter, but his scoring isn't his number one priority. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that'll take some of the slack off him, and that'll also open him up a little bit more because Zach attacks the rim. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody aggressive like that, and I just don't feel like Andrew Wiggins, unless he shows me otherwise, what I've seen from him and throughout his career is not what the Warriors need right now.
Yeah, and we don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how Wiggins going to fit in the offense because even
Once
though he was
those
on the
other boys
team
come
last
back.
year, we got to see how it operates.
Like I said, unless he shows me different.
Yeah. So let's get a little bit of so the WNBA real quick. They Seattle Storm just won the WNBA finals. Breanna Stewart has been killing. I've seen like a pattern in the WNBA. We saw the Minnesota Lynx and the LA Sparks for a while over the years where they kind of clashed in the WNBA finals over and over again. The Seattle Storm looks like that dominant force right now where they look like they beat the Aces 59-92 in the WNBA finals. So that's their greatest competition, and they were the number 2 seed. The Aces were actually the number 1 seed. So Breanna Stewart is looking dominant. She was the number 1 pick coming from UConn. Tell me what you think about Seattle, like their progression. Like I don't see a team that could stop them. You know, like even the LA Sparks are a really good team, but I don't see a team that could stop them right now.
I mean, the Mercury, I kind of like that team.
They do have
you
a
know
good
what I'm
team.
saying? I mean, they have Diana Taurasi, if I'm not mistaken, Brittany Griner, all those folks out there. They can give a nice run if they can get over that hump. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think the Aces beat them to get to the finals, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that would have been maybe a better series. The Storm, let's be honest, they probably were going to win it regardless, like you said, because they are developing into a team. But I just feel like that's a better matchup because a lot of things with sports is matchup based.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you come into contact with a team that's not the best matchup for you, even though y'all are the top teams technically, you know what I'm saying? You run into a bad situation. And I just feel like matchup based, they're a better team with the Mercury against them.
Yeah.
But that's the only team that I really see that can possibly give them any kind of run.
Yeah, well, congratulations to the Seattle Storm. You know what I'm saying? This is I think their second championship or their 4th WNBA title, but I think this is their second in a row. And second for Breonna Taylor, she won WNBA MVP. Yeah, Bree, she crazy. She's sick. Like she's like KD. You know what I'm saying, of the WNBA. Like she's long, she's athletic. Like she can dribble. So like she's like 6'7", 6'8", and she can shoot. She can do it all. You know what I'm saying? She's sick. So let's go ahead and talk about the NFL real quick. So a couple of games. So my boys won. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Fluke.
my boys won.
It was a
25-20. Tell me what you thought about the Eagles, man, because Carson Wentz balled out. You know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do. We only got 1 receiver on the active roster, and yet we still came out. And we took guys from practice squad,
What's
guys
your
that
boy,
don't have no... Hey, big catches. He showed up, bro.
That down the sideline, keeping his feet in, I like that. He
was
looked
nice.
like a baller.
You know what I'm saying? He only had 2 catches, but the one that mattered was the one, a touchdown catch. So,
and another thing that saved y'all was the quarterback play in San Francisco. That pick they threw at the end, it kind of solidified the game for y'all. Kind of like the Patriots game, Bad quarterback play led to late turnovers that made the game. Change the tide of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we both had injuries. Dave had injuries. We got injuries.
Y'all got injuries every year.
We got everywhere. Like, I mean, even Lane Johnson, our star right tackle, like
Jason
he played
Peters.
a little bit, but then he got injured and he was in and out. Fighting through injury. Yeah, Jason Peters, guys that just, just like the O-line is decimated. There's only one guy on the O-line that I recognize from the Eagles, and that was Jason Kelce.
The center.
That was the only one. And then he had a bad game. He had a couple snaps where he fumbled snaps or, just bad snaps.
The one that Jalen fumbled when it was like he was running to the left, the ball snapped to the right.
Right after that play was the touchdown. Yeah, so, that pass that you're talking about. So, George Kittle, man.
That was a big pass because wasn't that third down or
I think it was second or third. I can't remember offhand, but either way, it was a beautiful pass, and he dropped it right in there. Carson Wentz.
Yeah, and the defender was all on your boy.
Walk it to him. He back. You know he back. Walk it to him. Yes, sir. Walk it to him is back.
He's not walking nothing but into a nursing home after he get hit 4 more times.
Nah, no injuries for Carson Wentz. He gonna stay upright.
I hope he stays healthy, but that line is just terrible.
I know it's bad. George Kittle, man.
Dog. Animal.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Yo, every time I was like, yo, tackle this dude. Like, it had to take 3 or 4 dudes to tackle him. Is he the best tight end in the league?
Yeah.
Like, easy is no, like, question.
I mean,
Travis Kelce.
I feel like because Kittle blocks better than Kelce. You know what I'm saying? Kittle is closer to the Gronk style when it comes to like being able to do it all. Because Kelsey's just like an amazing pass catcher. Like he's a route runner, he's a pass catcher, he's great. He has soft hands, like he's perfect. But he doesn't really make those impact blocks. Kittle gets dirty. He's filthy. He's going to go in there and drop his shoulder and lay somebody out if he can.
And they got a lot of guys like that. Debo Samuel's like that. You know, they got hard runners. So they got a lot of guys who can catch the ball and just, you know, do a lot with it. Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how to pronounce the name, but that sideline, what? Like, I was like, man, it was hard to watch that too because I was like, somebody get this dude.
Hey, it was beautiful.
Really nice play. So the Eagles did win that game. We are number 1 in the division. Yes, sir. First place at 1-2-1.
That is how you know that your division is trash.
Hey, we in first place. That's all I got to say. Is
y'all
your team in first place?
7-9?
Is your team in first place? Nope. All right. So
I digress.
Yeah, so, you know, that's all we're going to talk about today, man. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up for y'all. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. You know, y'all can support us any way you can. You know, down below, we got Instagram, we got Twitter. Y'all can follow us on there. We got Cash App and Patreon.com where y'all can financially support if you so choose. And we in Vibe House Studios, you know what I'm saying? You know how we do. And check us out for our NFL recap video as well. You can see that probably in the link below. We'll have that in the description, so y'all can go ahead and check that out. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Be ready for next week. We got a special episode for y'all next week as well, so be ready for that. We are out of here.